Hey, good morning. Jesse Burgard here. I'm reading The Art of Focus by Dan Coe, and it's day 22. So thank you for joining me. I'm at page 89, How to Play. When you have absolute clarity on how to win and a sprinkle of challenge that matches your skill level, the world goes quiet and you become at one with the river that is reality. Formless, boundless, limitless. Top athletes describe their performances as spiritual. They've developed themselves to a point where their skill becomes art, intuitive, natural, creative. They've transcended the need to think about what they are doing, they just do. Pure progress is a blissful experience. Some call it the flow state. When you're at one with what's right in front of you, leaning into the flow of nature, problems lose their weight and nothing else matters. All is well. If you start playing a game, especially without reading the rule book, will the experience be enjoyable? Probably not. And even if you knew the rules, it wouldn't become enjoyable until you grasp the mechanics of the game. If you are a level 1 character, an absolute beginner, and somehow manage to battle a level 100, a seasoned expert, would it be fun? First, you'd lose immediately. 2, it would only have the possibility of being fun if you mold your mind to create a new game. Like if you were to attempt to lose as fast as possible, which may be fun, but won't get you anywhere in the world. If you had played chess a few times with your friends, would you even consider entering a competition or playing against a grandmaster? What about the mind game of emotional turmoil? Have you practiced the skill of mindfulness to mend your mental fractures and trek onward toward your goals? What about an argument with your spouse? Nobody wants to label the situation as a game, but that's what it is. Do you have the education, techniques, and experience to find a common perspective, work through your problems, and heal the relationship? If your skill doesn't match the challenge that the game presents, you're in for a bad time. If your skill is high and the challenge low, you will get bored. If your skill is low and the challenge is high, you'll get anxious. When the challenge is just above your skill level, but you have absolute confidence in your ability to execute, you tap into what is arguably the most enjoyable point in human experience. That is accessible without drugs, herbs, or other external compounds, of course. The boredom stems from self centeredness. Your focus breaks, a new desire pops in your head, and related thoughts start to fill your attention. If you are bored at work, you will start thinking of more productive things you could be doing. The anxiety stems from self consciousness. Your focus turns toward your concept of self, and again, related thoughts start penetrating your field of awareness. Wow, I'm not as good as I thought. I really need to work on my backswing. That girl is way out of my league. Notice the use of I and my that implies a comparison. This comparison leads to entropy, the mind tending toward disorder unless you focus your mind on the frame, system, or game that forms the structure of the situation. Ordered information must be processed by the conscious mind for energy to flow. This pattern gives us incredible insight. By understanding the delicate balance of challenge and skill, we can turn a mundane and stressful situation into one of meaning and mastery. As a teenager, I despised sports. Anytime my friends or family would invite me to watch, I would have a little chuckle in my head. Sports? Why would I waste my time watching other people compete? Why wouldn't you just go and compete yourself? When I did watch a sports match, my mind would turn to immediate boredom. I didn't understand the depth and skill that went into playing the sport at such a high level, so my focus was not engaged with the players on the screen. I did not have a predictive game in my head that I was playing like everyone else. My attention gravitated toward the thought of doing something worth my time. As another example, if your spouse likes shopping for vintage items and antiques, assuming that you don't, you won't have an enjoyable time shopping with them. Your spouse is in flow, checking prices, details of the item, and asking questions about its origin. Your potential for boredom is high unless you create a frame to engage your attention with specific information that this situation presents. If you don't have the time to study the art of antique hunting, You can create a game that you are skilled enough to play, like finding the smallest, oldest, or most interesting item. As a practice, we need to understand the distinction between content and structure. Most people flood their consciousness with the content of a game without a big picture understanding of the structure. This allows other ideas from your perspective to fill in the blanks in a chaotic manner. In a metaphorical sense, pure content is like water flowing from a faucet. Structure is a solid cup to hold the water. In between is like trying to bind water in a paper envelope, which, as you can imagine, will only lead to frustration. The game is the structure that is reinforced with rules, mechanics, and other nuances that create a mental house that we can navigate with ease. If you don't zoom out to observe, learn, and understand the structure, you will drown in the technical details of each situation. The traffic system is the structure of the transportation game. I wouldn't recommend treating it as a competitive match, of course, but there is a starting point and an end goal of arriving at your destination, and laws that you must abide by to arrive there safely that order the content of your consciousness. If you were to hop into your parents' car as a 15-year-old to take it for a spin, the challenge would outweigh your skill in a manner that doesn't engage your attention. Your mind would be flooded with the thoughts of a stressful future where you are punished for your immature actions. As you are driving, you wouldn't know where to stop, how to maintain speed, how to maneuver the car in a roundabout, what to do if you arrive at the same time as another at a four-way stop, and so on. Most of those reading this book can drive like they walk. It is a skill they have developed over time with a set societal system so that everyone can operate in a mutually beneficial manner. We often don't stop to think how many micro decisions we make while driving. The system is so efficient that it requires little mental energy to get to your destination. All right, that's it for today, I believe. Yes, all right. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful afternoon or evening, wherever you are. Take care.